years ago, I was introduced to this amazing pumpkin pie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hayırlı işler.
It really changes my mood. Gonna add some of it to the pumpkins. I'm gonna tell you the story of how I fall in love with cooking. Hi everyone, this is Melika and you are watching Melika Stories. This is the second part of the story of my special pumpkin pie recipe, and I told you that today I'm gonna tell you how to make my special pumpkin pie with every details, and also I'm gonna tell you the story that how I fell in love with cooking. Before I become a cook, I was an accountant. So if you really think about it, there are two different majors, like two worlds. One goes to the south, one goes to the north, to be honest. But it is a very interesting story. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because I have a very big surprise for you in the end. We covered all the ingredients in the previous video, but I'm gonna write the recipe in this video's caption for you. And we are going to start making the dough because it needs at least half an hour resting in the fridge. If the dough rests, you will be able to work with it much easier. For making the dough, I'm gonna cut the butter into smaller cubes. This way it will be mixed with the flour much easier and it won't get warm because we don't want a very warm butter. Otherwise the dough will be so soft and it loses its quality. I'm gonna use one of these mixers. These are really good for making the pie dough. My hands are always warm, and as you see that the butter is melting on my hand now. Because of my really warm hands, I prefer not to touch the dough, and this machine is very useful for me. But also making the dough with your hand is like something else, I know. I added the flour, now I add all the butter. After that I'm gonna add 1 egg yolk. 1 egg yolk goes in, and a pinch of salt, maybe a little more. It won't kill anyone. And then I'm gonna add half of the milk. I told you maybe not all of the milk is necessary, but some is definitely necessary. Now I'm gonna mix the dough. While the butter is mixing with the flour, just give it some time, okay? Do not rush into adding the rest of the milk into the dough, because while they are mixing, the flour will absorb the butter and the dough will be shaped, okay? You don't need more liquid, you just need patience. At this point, I think the dough is good and ready. I'm not gonna add more liquid. As you see, like maybe 1/3 of the milk is extra. I didn't add it. This is the texture of the dough, quite cracky. After resting, it will be much easier to work with it. I'm gonna take it out of the machine, and with the tip of my fingers I'm gonna just make a round shape out of the dough. I'm not gonna play with it so much since it has a lot of butter. If you touch it so much, if you enter lots of heat to the dough, after cooking it will be so, the quality will be low. So this is it. This is good. Put the dough in a freezer bag and let it rest for at least half an hour in a fridge. Now that we are finished with the dough, I'm gonna start with the filling. But before that, a little bit of cleanup. As you remember, I told you to cut the pumpkins and add sugar to them, and I told you that pumpkin will release its juice. See, this is the juice I'm talking about. We are gonna cook these pumpkins like half an hour until they are soft, and then I will show you how to make a puree without adding any extra water. After being cooked, as you see, they are very soft. It is time to mix them and make the puree. Since I don't like washing the dishes that much, I normally try to use the same machines I use for everything without washing them. I'm going to use this mixer that I made my dough with. Nothing will happen, okay? Don't worry. After all, they are gonna taste the same. So why should we put more effort? I'm gonna mix it a little bit, then I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Exactly in the same machine. And the puree is ready. You see? Very good. The sugar that I used was some part of the sugar that I'm gonna use in the recipe, so no extra sugar. I'm gonna add sugar, eggs, 3 whole eggs, room temperature, spices, allspice, ginger powder, cinnamon powder, and salt. Finally, some nutmeg. Half a teaspoon vanilla. Now I'm gonna mix all of the ingredients that I have in the mixer, and after that I'm gonna add my cream. While I'm mixing this, I start telling you my story. About nearly 20 years ago, I did an entrance exam for university, and you know, in my country it's like there is a national exam, and then according to your score in that exam, you will enter universities depending to their vacancies. So my score was not that good. And I got accepted in a university in my own city and started studying accounting. After I got my bachelor in accounting, I started working as an accountant in different places. I never liked sitting behind the table and working with numbers. I was not that person, okay? So my last position was the accountant of a restaurant. And guess what? One day we were low in members in the kitchen, and and our chef asked me to help the kitchen staff in packing salads. Like it was something like a KFC restaurant, and he had this cabbage salad in a small containers, and they asked me to go to the kitchen and fill the containers. And that time when I entered the kitchen, that was my first time that I entered the kitchen for doing a kitchen job, okay? A job related to food. So that time I was like, oh, this is so fulfilling for me, and I want to continue, you know? And after like a month, I resigned, and I started going to some cooking classes held by the municipality. It was so interesting for me. I felt like I'm flying when I was in the kitchen and when I was cooking. So I started learning techniques first. I know how to cook, but you know, it was like learned by heart. Then I went to these cooking classes. Something in my mind and in my spirit was like, oh, I want to come out. Chef in the class, she noticed it, and she really supported me. And after that, I started to go to gastronomy university again, and I got my degree in gastronomy too. And I started working in different restaurants. But the story didn't finish here. The story continues, and it has a very surprising end, which I'm gonna tell you in next videos. Now let's go back to our pumpkin pie recipe. And now I'm gonna roll my pie dough, but before that, set your oven 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Put the dough in the center of the parchment paper, and then whenever you are opening a dough, doesn't matter which dough is it, like for bread, for pie, anything, for tart, anything, okay? Try to open it from the center and do not pass the edges. So always start from the center and try to open your dough by turning it like this. And for the edges, put your roller on the surface of the dough And then by pressing the center part, like center of the dough, try to make same thickness in everywhere. I need to open it a little bit more than 25 because my pie plate is 24 centimeters. The thickness of the dough should not be less than 3 millimeters. All the time I'm checking with my hand if the whole surface of the dough has the same thickness. It is very important to check it. And if you are feeling that some parts are thicker, try to roll those parts a little bit more. Okay, this part is a little bit thicker. I think I'm gonna cut this part after I put my dough in my pie plate, so I'm not worried about it. I'm quite happy with the final result of rolling my dough. Now I'm gonna take the dough, put it on the pie plate and release. And using my hand, push it inside the plate like this and this and this and this, and using a knife, a sharp knife or a sharp tool, cut the extra parts of the dough that are remained out of the pie plate. One technique that I really like is this. I'm gonna push the walls of the tart to the walls of the tart plate with this thumb, and with the other thumb I'm gonna control it so it has a very nice shape. You see how smooth and tidy it become? This part is the favorite part of making the pie or tart for me. It's like a meditation, and then everything is clean and neat. Now, we are going to use one of these parchment papers. Do this. Put it on the surface of the tart. Like this. Okay. We are going to add some weight to the top of this parchment paper, so our dough won't become like this, like a doom while it is cooking. We are going to cook this dough for 15 minutes this way in the oven, and then after that I'm going to show you the rest of the process. I'm going to take it out of the oven and pick up the whey. Using a fork, make some holes at the bottom. Now I'm gonna put this tart dough back and cook it for another 10 minutes in the same temperature. 10 minutes is passed. Now I'm gonna reduce the oven temperature to 165 degrees Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I'm gonna add the filling on the warm pie crust. I'm gonna put back the pie into the oven and cook it for a good 1 hour.
While I was making my tart, something really bad happened. As you remember, I told you to reduce the heat after you add the filling to the tart, and I did that too, but I might reduce it a little bit more, like turn it off. I turned off the oven, and I was, like after like half an hour I came back and checked the tart to see how is it, and I found the oven cold as outside right now since it's winter. Luckily I had some dough and some pie filling remained. So I made another small tart out of them to show you the final results. I also kept a piece of the other tart that went wrong, and I'm gonna show you both of them now. So this one is the one that went wrong. It is completely cooked and edible, and the taste was good. Everything was fine. The only problem was that it fell down after cooking, you see, and after I put it in the fridge. You see? It just falls down a little bit. It doesn't look very nice. And also, the surface is sticky, as you see. Also, the dough is separated from the filling on the sides, as you see. And these are the main problems. So if in the middle of the cooking, the temperature went wrong, or you had no electricity, or you forgot to reduce the heat, but you turned it off, let it cook, you know. The final result will be edible, might not look perfect, but it's still edible. And this one is the one that I just cooked. I haven't put it in the fridge yet. As you see, the surface is not sticky. It's exactly like a cake, and the tart sides are not separated from the filling. It needs to rest for like 4 hours to 6 hours in the fridge before before you serve it. You can decorate it with some whipping cream, and it smells really good. It tastes very good. To be honest, this is one of my favorite winter recipes. I wanted to surprise you in the end of the video, and I myself got surprised by the mistake I did. And this is not a bad actually thing. So whenever you just do this type of mistakes by sudden, never lose the confidence because what is important is the taste. The looks can be fixed, you know. You can add some more whipping cream and stuff like that and say, oh, it should be like this. I also made this shortbread cookie with the remaining of the dough. Which actually, the result came so good. And I wanted to show you that you can also use this hard dough for making shortbread cookies. The good thing is that it's not too sweet, so if you add some icing on top of it, it won't be too sugary. Thank you for watching this video, and please leave a comment if you have ever done this type of mistakes that end in a delicious food or dessert or anything. I'm gonna read the comments, I'm gonna answer all of them. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. This is Melika, and you just watched another episode of Melika Stories. Thank you, mama. Bye bye.